today's session. Let us start by giving you all a quick brief on what OctaNet is. So, Tech OctaNet is a budding startup headquartered in Bhubaneswar, specializing in IT solutions across diverse sectors including e-commerce, real estate, automation, and personalized business application. Our primary focus is to provide affordable services to startups, aiding them into their digital initiatives. In addition to our core services, we are expanding into the corporate training sector, aiming to equip future corporate employees with a solid foundation. We also address student needs by identifying academic project requirements, internship opportunities, and offering comprehensive solutions. We are proud to be incorporated as an organization with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, registered with MSME, and approved by AICTE for internship programs. Also, our commitment to quality is underscored by ISO 9001 2015 certification, ensuring that every project we undertake reaches highest standards of excellence. Okay, thank you so much. That was all. Let us now stage our instructor and start today's session.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Hastranjan, and I will be your guide for this session. Right. So today's session is going to be a 3-hour session. Okay. After each 1 hour, we will get 10-minute breaks. Right. Okay. So let's start. So first and first, why we are learning Python? Why not other languages? Right. Why we are focusing on Python? Right. So one of the major thing is that Python is a very powerful language and it is an open source language. Right? Other than that, with, yeah, okay. Other than that, uh, there are you can say that Python is a very user friendly, beginner friendly language, right? Okay. First of all, let's create a folder. Okay, let's name it as day one. Right. So here one thing I'm going to use VS Code, right? So you can use any code editor of your choice. Okay. And one more thing, please install this extension if you are using VS Code. Yeah. This one, Jupyter, cell tags, and schema, right? This will be required. So now, why should we, right? So the first thing is that yes, it is very beginner friendly, and you can see when you are proficient with Python, you will observe that there are many more opportunities available in Python, okay, as compared to other languages. Right? There are some very famous domains available in Python, like machine learning. Okay, uh, you have class and many more. Okay, so see, uh, Hello everyone, now am I clearly audible? मोबाइल से नहीं हो रहा है, तो बोल रहा है कि ओपन है वेबसाइट को टू चलाना है, जाने से हो रहा है। रिकॉर्ड रिकॉर्ड करके आया है उसमें बार-बार। Okay, so hello everyone, now my voice is clear. Okay. Yeah, so let's start. Okay, good evening everyone. So, without delay, let's start our first Python code. Right. Okay, so I was talking about why still not audible. I think our connection is good, connected with Ethernet. It's not still it's not clear, right? Okay. Guys, now am I audible? Okay, sir. Audio. Bad weather. Sorry for that. Hello guys. Okay, so just let me know, am I clearly audible right now? Hmm. Okay. Okay guys, sorry for wasting your half an hour. Okay. Due to bad weather, I am facing some severe network issues. Right. So sorry for the inconvenience. Okay. So without wasting any more time, let's start with our first topic. Right. Okay, so instead of just start jumping to coding, let's do one thing. Okay. I think okay, just let me know how many of you are familiar with any type of coding language except HTML. Okay. Any other type of coding language like C++, Java, or anything else? Okay. So let's start from the very basic, okay, from the only scratch where your code runs. Okay. So C, C++, right. Okay. So suppose this is your CPU. Okay. This one we are having our CPU, right? Okay. So you guys are, I think, aware of RAM and ROM, right? This is your RAM, right? RAM memory. Okay. Right. So what happened whenever there is a requirement, right? Whenever there is a requirement of data or anything, JavaScript is a good language. Okay. Okay. So whenever there is any requirement of data, right? See, whenever you do 2 plus 3 in your calculator, you get an answer 5, right? Okay. So to extract those 2 and 3, what your CPU will do, your CPU will ask for data from RAM, right? And RAM will provide that data. Okay. Okay, so I think some of you may have heard the word data bus and uh, address bus, right? This is somewhat typical what happens inside your CPU. CPU will ask for some data from the RAM, and RAM will provide some data to the CPU for doing actions, whatever there is the need, right? Okay, so why I am telling you this? So the very first topic in Python is going to be, okay, so IPYNB, this IPYNB extension is for Jupyter notebooks, right? If you are not using any Jupyter notebook, just write .py. Okay. See, this will create a Jupyter notebook. If you will do .py extension, it will create a single Python file. Okay. What is the difference between a Jupyter notebook and a single Python file? So in a Python file, you can write only one script, right? But in notebook, you can write multiple scripts at the same time, right? So the thing is that there is some memory space, and your CPU asks for data from that memory space, and that data will be served to the CPU, right? So that particular data space is known as, okay, we are going to study about first of all variables, right? So only that particular data storage inside this particular block inside RAM, a single block, is known as variable. So if someone asks you what is a variable, so it is not math, right? So you can say that variable, the value of a variable is not uh, constant. You can change the value of a variable. It's not the correct definition. Variable is a particular memory space inside RAM or inside your memory where you can store data. Okay, so this is a typical how you can create a variable in Python. So what this single statement will do, okay, inside this RAM, that particular single statement will create a block, okay, and the name of this block will be given as A, right? the name of this block will be given as A. So that is the use of variable, right? Okay. This is how this A equal to 12 will work, right? And now, see, this is how a variable will be created in your memory. Now the values stored inside that variable are of multiple types, right? Here, this one is the counting numbers. The natural numbers are known as integers, right? Integer value. Okay. And other than integers, we have float. Float are nothing but decimal values, right? Okay. Other than float, we have string. Okay. And strings are always written inside double quotes, right? Okay. And other than this, we have Boolean values. So what are Boolean values? Either true or false. Okay. Just let me run this first. And so we have integer, float, Boolean values, and strings. Now there is one more thing, one special thing about string, right? What is string made up of? So this single H is considered as a single character, right? One single character. This single A will be considered as a single character. Okay, this R is a single character, but multiple characters grouped together are known as a string. Okay, right. But there is one typical thing with Python, that there is no character data type in Python. Suppose if I will create a character A, okay, this is a single character. Okay, in any other programming language, this will be considered as a character, a single character. Okay, but in Python, see, by using this type, okay, by using this type method, you can get the type of a variable. Okay, so if I will do my char and if I will print, we will get the value string. Okay. So there is no character data type in Python, right? There is only string data type in Python, right? Okay. So let's talk more on this print statement. So we can use print method to print anything, any string on the screen. Okay, standard input, right? This screen is our standard input, sorry, output, standard output, right? So if I will do this hello world, it will print this hello world on the screen, right? Okay. Instead of this hello world, if I will pass the name of my variable, suppose A is our variable. Okay, if I will pass the name of my variable, it will print the value of that particular variable. Okay, if I will do my float plus A, it will add these two values and it will print the answer. Okay, we will get 24.45, right? Okay. See, if I will print the type of, suppose, my boolean one, you will get the type boolean, right? Okay. Now, so these are some of the data types in Python. Okay, let's talk about more on variables only first. Okay. Suppose if I will declare a var1 with value 10, right, and I will print var1, it will print the value of that particular variable 10. Okay. Now, if I will again do var1 is equal to 12.5, and if I will print the value of var1, this time I will get the answer as 12.5. Okay. So just observe very carefully. Here there are you can say it is a power of Python, that two very basic things are happening here, right? First of all, you are reassigning the value to the variable again. At first, the variable is containing the value 10. Then again, you are assigning some other different value to that variable, right? You are basically rewriting the value. Okay. Okay. What this rewriting will do? First, you have a variables uh, variable, right? Variable is nothing but your memory storage where you will store data. At first, you have the value 10. Okay. But what at first, when you define variable 1, you have the value 10. But now what we are doing, we are deleting this 10, right? And putting some other values, okay? Putting some other values inside the same memory location, right? This is what rewriting will do, assigning the some new value to a variable. It will delete the previous value and assign the new value. Okay. Now, just if you will see the type of a variable here again, just let me get this one only. Yeah. Now, if you will observe, at first variable 1 is storing integer data type, but now variable 1 is storing float data type, right? So in other languages, if you have defined a variable with integer data type, you cannot provide float value to that variable, right? There are some uh, loss in data. Okay. But in Python, so Python is dynamically typed language. It means during runtime, you can change the data type of any variable of your need, right? Here, variable one is of type integer, right? Variable one is of type integer. But if there is any requirement where you have to store some decimal values inside variable one, you can change the data type to float only. There is no big deal that you can do very simply in Python, right? So see, it seems to like if you see that it is only a two-line code, okay, and you can change the data type of a variable, but in background, in system level, there is something else is going on, right? Okay, okay. Just try to understand this concept very carefully. We are going to use this concept again and again, right? There is a table, okay, in Python, right? And this table is used to store the name of the variables you have just created. We have created variable 1, we have created a, we have created b, right? So this is used to store a, the name of the particular variable, right? Now we have a ram. Inside that ram we have a particular block, memory block. Okay, memory block is there to store some integer value or whatever type of value we have provided, right? Now this a will be referred to this memory block. This is how a variable is declared in Python, right? Okay. Now see, see, okay. See, if I will do a is equal to 10, right? Now the data type of a is integer, right? If I will do now the data type of a is string, okay, and it is a challenge to change the variable, the data type of a variable. Now why? Why it is a challenge? See, to store a integer data type, you will require very small memory space, right? Okay, okay. So, if anyone know what is the size of an integer, just let me know what is the size of an integer. Okay, okay. So, in languages like C++, the size of an integer depends on your operating system, 64-bit or 32-bit system architecture, right? Yeah, 4-bit for 32-bit system architecture, and we have 8-bit also, right? Other than that, yeah, other than that, for storing a string, storing a string, we need a very large memory space, not a only a 4-bit memory space, but a larger one, right? Okay, so suppose this is the memory space required to store that data we have just created, that her string. Okay, now what Python will do, it will delete this link. Python will delete this link. Python will delete this memory block, and now this A will be linked to this new created memory block. This is how you can change the data type of a variable during runtime in Python. Okay, this older memory location will be deleted now, right? So this deletion of older memory location, this particular deletion thing will be handled by an entity in Python which is known as garbage collector. Okay, so size of integer is fixed, right? Joseph, size of integer is always fixed in a system, in architecture, right? It will be of, you can store a 32-bit, 64-bit length of integer, right? It depends how you are using that. Yeah, size of string is not fixed. Size of float is always fixed. Size of integer is fixed. Means if you are dealing with numbers, then the size is fixed. You can use that much size, right? And don't care about the size. Size are very big. Okay, sizes are very big for float and double and anyone thing, right? Okay, we come back to garbage collector. So this deletion and freeing up of memory will be done by garbage collector in Python, right? Some Java people will prefer, they know garbage collector, right? Java also uses garbage collector. Now see, so this is how the data type of the variable will change. Now we have seen that if we will print the type of a variable, then it will print what type of variable that is, right? But instead of type, if you will print the ID of the variable, okay, this ID will print the current memory location where this block is created, right? The current memory location where these blocks are created. Okay, so see, now at first we have integer data type, right? And it is stored somewhere in memory, right? Let's take that as x1 memory storage, right? But for this string, we will get some other memory storage. See, at first, when our a variable is an integer type, it was stored in this memory, this particular memory location. Okay, but when we have changed the data type of the a, changed from integer to string, now it is stored in this memory location. Okay, this previous memory was deleted and new memory was allocated. Garbage collector is not used to destroy arguments. There is a proper definition for garbage collector. We will see that when we are talking about, I think we will discuss about garbage collector in class and objects. Okay, just consider, just, okay, just think of garbage collector as an entity which will delete unwanted memory space. Okay, something like that, unwanted memory space uh, which are not under any use in future, right? Okay, now we have seen that we can change the data type of a variable, how to print the ID, the memory location of a particular variable, how to print the data type of a variable, right? Okay, this particular memory location is always stored in a hexadecimal number. It is a hexadecimal number, but here it is printed in an integer form. Okay, for our convenience, it was printed in integer form, but inside RAM, these are hexadecimal numbers, right? Okay, okay, let's talk about some operations on variables. See, we have some basic mathematical operations, right? Suppose if we have a equal to 2 and b equal to 3. Now guys, just let me tell you one more thing about this Jupyter notebook. You see this a variable here, we have created a. Here again we have created a. Here again we have just created a, means reassign the value to a. All these a variable are same. all those a variable are same, just these blocks are changing, right? This a variable in our code block 1, it's is the same variable we have used in this code block 2 or 3, whatever that is. Those are same variables. Okay, this a is again used here, right? So if someone will ask you what is this a variable is initialized or reassigned in this particular place, so it is reassigned. We are reassigning the value of a again and again. Okay, a was initialized first here, right? Okay, so we have seen that we can print the value a plus b. All right, we can print a multiplied by b. We can print a divided by b and a minus b. Okay, so these are some basic expressions. Okay, now just focus on this particular one, a divided by b. It will provide you a very big floating point value, right? So it is a division operator in Python, right? If you want the particular integer value after dividing some, suppose if we have 6, right? Okay, 6 divided by 3 we will get 2, but instead of 2 we will get 2.0. Why? Because the division operator in Python always returns a floating point value, a float value, right? Okay, now if I will do this this double division, this operator is used for integer division. Okay, in this case we will get the answer as 2. Okay, it will help you to get the integer division. It only return the integer value, the integral part. Suppose if I will do this, if you will divide 2 by 3 you will get a floating point value something like this, right? But what is the integral value of this value? That will be 0, right? When you divide 2 by 3 you will get 0. Okay, the rest will be your remainder, right? So how to get that remainder? Modulo operator, this percentage sign known as modulo operator, will be used to get the remainder after any division or anything, right? If you do divide 2 by 3 you will get 6. If you divide 20 by 3 you will get again 2. That will be 6 times 18, right? Okay, there is one more thing. If you want to get the power of some variable, so you can use double asterisk. Double asterisk means a raised to the power b, right? 2 to the power 3. This will be considered as 2 to the power 3. That 3 that will print 8. Okay, okay. Now see, these outputs are looks like a messy one, right? These are not very much informative. Okay, to yeah, see, to print, uh, you can say that we will use some formatting to print the particular value, right? You can say that a plus b is equal to a plus b. See now how it will look. Okay, this is our output, right? So this f, what does this f means? It means formatted string. Okay, this f is considered as a formatted string. You can also write it like this. Okay, a plus b, sorry, a plus b plus b, right? Anything inside this curly braces are considered as variable values. Okay, it will fetch the value of that particular variable. Outside that curly braces everything is considered as a string. Okay, so this a plus b is considered as a string which will be printed on our standard output, that is our monitor only, our screen, right? And inside this curly braces this a plus b is considered as variables. This a is considered this variable 2, I mean this variable a with value 2. This b is considered as this variable b with value 3, right? So you can format everything. Now instead of printing this variable inside you can also print c. Both will print the same thing, right? This is a formatted string. Okay, so guys, if anyone is making notes using pen paper, okay, just make a different column for strings. Strings, there are many more things you can do with strings in Python. In any language, right? Strings are very complicated as compared to other variables. See, suppose if I will create my raw string. So this is, we have seen how to create a formatted string, right? Using F. Okay. Now let's see how you can create a raw string. Using R, you can create a raw string. Okay. And inside raw string, you provide any type of symbol or anything, right? It will be printed as it is. There will be no change. Okay. If I will print, okay, there will be no change. Each and everything of the string will be printed as it is, right? Now in this case, see, in this case, okay, because I was not using any escape sequence. See, just focus on here. We have used two backward slashes, right? But instead of two, we are getting one. Okay, so these are some escape sequences. Okay, so to get the string as it is with all these symbols without any change, you will use raw string. Okay, and raw will print everything, right? Okay, so we have seen raw string, we have seen formatted one. Now there are many more things with this, only this print statement. See, both of these were written on two different lines. Both, all of these three are written on three different lines, right? If you want to write anything on the single line, okay, use pass an argument from here, a value that will be and equal to inside this ports. Whatever you will write inside this port will be your, you can say, the line terminator. See, if I will provide a space, after this hello world, a space will be provided and the next print statement will run. Okay, if I will provide a comma, see, after all this, after printing the value of this particular print statement, a comma is given and then the next print statement will run. Okay, so you can use end. If you are not using end, by default it will change the line. Okay, okay. There are some escape sequences, right? So if you will do print hello world, and here if I will give a escape sequence of n, what it will do, so slash n is always used to change the lines. Okay, we are talking about raw strings, right? So this string is not a raw string. So all these escape sequences are converted to their particular meaning, whatever the meaning of this slash n will be. Okay, so the meaning of this slash n is to change to a particular new line, right? If I will do slash t, so the meaning of slash t will be providing a tab. Okay, there are two more that will be slash r and a. Okay, okay. Now if I will do this, just convert it to a raw string, this, that slash t will be written as it is, right? That is how raw string will be used. Okay, so we have seen about string and a little bit about variables. Okay, so some of you have replied about that you have some experience with previous some other programming languages. Okay, so just let me know what is an integer data type is known as, and what is an array data type is known as in other programming languages. Okay, category of these two data types. If you know the answer, put that on the chat. Yeah. Now, see, other than this, Suppose we have a variable with the value. Okay, suppose there is a requirement, right? And requirement is to store 100 different integers. Okay, for storing 100 different integers, we will need a1, then a2, then something like this. We will need 100 different variables, right? Up till a100. Okay, so instead of doing this, we will use a data type which is known as array. Okay, so in other languages that is known as array. Here it is known as list, and list is not similar to array. Okay, okay, see. So what is a list? You can consider that you can consider that list is a particular very big memory location, a very big chunk of memory, right? Okay, which will be divided into multiple boxes. Okay, and we have seen that we need a particular memory box to store our data, right? So now data will be stored inside these boxes. Yeah, that is a very good answer. Integer is a primitive data type and array is a non-primitive data type. Yeah, that is what I was looking for. See, inside these memory locations, you can store data, right? So this is one of the advantage of using a list is that you can store multiple data using one single list. Okay, what is this big box? This particular big box, this whole big box. It is nothing but a single variable, right? Whenever we create a variable, we were assigned with a box, right? This time, when we create a list, we will assign with this particular big box, and inside this we can store multiple data separated by boxes, small boxes. Right? See what I'm talking about. If I will create a list now, okay, so you have seen that how we can provide an integer data type to a particular variable, right? For list, we use square brackets, okay, and inside these square brackets, we will provide the value and whatever the number of types of value can provide. So now, if I will print my list, it will print all the values, right? This whole particular block is known as my list. Okay, all that big block is known as my list. Right? If you want to access this particular value, a particular value inside that list, yes, array is a linear data structure. But my question was, what is the difference? What is the difference in the category of integer and array? The data type category of integer and array. Now see, there is something known as index. Okay. Now what this index is? So we have seen that a list is a very big chunk of memory which is divided into multiple boxes, right? Now each of this box have their own memory address, the hexadecimal memory address we have talked about, right? This memory address we always print using ID. This memory address we always print using ID, right? So now let's start from the very beginning, how to construct a list, how a list is constructed. So it is suppose this is one box, we have some other box, again we have some other box, and this is how a very big box of memory will be created, right? Which is internally divided into some small boxes. Yes, list allowed duplicates. Okay. Each of these separate box has its own memory location. Suppose this is considered as 1, this is considered as 2, this is considered as 3, this is considered as 4, and many more, right? So, sorry, yeah. If you want to access, if you want to access the whole list, you can use the name of this particular list variable. Okay, this variable will be used to access the whole list, each and every element inside this list, right? Now, indexing is provided to each box. Okay, and what is indexing? Indexing is nothing but some numbers. Instead of 1 0, indexing starts with 0. Now, this particular box 1, the value 1 is provided with index 0. Value 2 will be provided with index 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on and on, right? If you want to access some particular value from inside this list, just pass that particular index number inside square brackets, and you will access that particular, only that particular value. Okay, this particular value, right? Always take care of that indexing. Always start with number 0, not 1, right? Let's take one another example. Suppose, okay, suppose we have values 100, 200, 100, 200, and we have something, we have these, but these many values, right? Just let me know what will be the output if I will print my list 1. What will be the output of this particular print statement? Yeah, this one will print 200, right? Why? Because the index of this particular 100 is 0. This one will be 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? If I will do my list 0, now let me know what will be the output of this particular print statement. Yeah, so yes, this will print 500, right? This particular my list 0 will access 100. Okay, this particular my list 3 will access this 300. Sorry, this 400. Okay, not 600. We will add 400 with this one. Now, this particular print statement, and we have seen this one also. Um, and we will print it plus 3. Now, this both of these print statement are identical. You can consider that this with indexing, my list 0 is one single variable A, and my list 3 is another single variable B, right? Similar to this A plus B. Okay, there is nothing new. Now, okay, so there is a very big difference between an array and a string, a list. A array can contain only single data type, right? Only single data type, I mean that if I will create a list 100, 200, and 300, this will be okay with an array. This list is identical with an array. But if now I will put a string here, now this is the ability of a string, sorry, ability of a list to store multiple data types, right? We are storing an integer data type here. We are storing a string data type here, right? Inside a list, you can store a boolean data type, or you can store a float data type, right? But inside an array, you can store data of a single data type, right? This is a very big difference. Okay. Now, how this is done, right? How Python is able to store data of multiple data types inside a single list. Okay. Okay, so try to understand this one. Now we are going to say about a very, you can say that deep concept of memory management in Python, how memory allocation works in Python, right? This is our list variable. Okay, consider it as your list variable L1. Okay, now here we have one memory location, we have another memory location, and we have some other memory location, something like this. Okay, consider this bigger memory location as your list one. Okay, this is your list one. Now we have some values stored here, right? Suppose a 10 is stored here, right? Some values 1.2 is stored here. Okay, and consider a string is stored here, right? Okay, so this particular chunk of memory blocks, these memory blocks have some memory location, right? Suppose memory location of this one is X, memory location of this one is X2, and memory location of this one is our X3, right? So this is how Python stores data in a list. It won't store 10 here, right? If you are storing 10, see, I have stored 100 here, right? So this 100 is not stored inside this particular list. Okay, the memory location of that 100, not this 10, the memory location of this 10, which will be our X. So X will be stored here. Instead of particular value, the memory location of those values are stored, right? Now, instead of 1.2, X2 will be stored here. Instead of that particular string, X3 will be stored here, right? So this is how a list stores data. Okay. Instead of storing that actual data, list always store the reference, the memory location, the reference to that data. Okay. So just let me know if this topic is clear. How list stores data in itself. Anyone have any doubt? Okay. Okay. So now, why we are doing that deep? So here is one thing about list, right? So if I will print my list 0, okay, it will print 100, right? If I will print my list 3, okay, in 3 we have a string, so it will print a string, right? So what I am doing, I am trying to print this memory address, this particular memory address, and it is printing the value present in that particular memory address. Okay, it is right now what we are doing. Now, okay, before that, let me build a plot. So, yeah. So we have a variable a is equal to 10. Now we have a variable b equal to a, right? Just let me know what will be the output of this print b. What will be the output if I will print b? Okay, so the output will be 10, right? Okay, we are assigning a to the value 10, and then again we are assigning a to b, right? Then again b is assigned as a. See, if I will print the idea of capital A small b, and if I will print the idea of b small b, see what we will get. The memory addresses are identical. It won't print a. For giving a as a string, you have to put a inside either a single quotes or double quotes, right? Then only Python will interpret that particular a as a string. Okay. In this case, this a is considered as a variable, and that variable contains a value 10. Okay. Yeah. See, the ID of a and b are identical. Okay, what does this mean? See, I've told you that Python stores all its variables name inside a table, right? Now, the idea of A and B are same. It means A and B both are using only one single block to store its data, only one single memory block to store its data. This block contains a data value 10, right? This is A and this is B, right? A is referring to this data only and B is again referring to this data only. Right, this is what Python do to save memory. Okay, if you have two different variables with same value, with same data, with exactly same value, then Python won't create two different memory blocks to waste data, storage. Okay, it will create only one memory block and reference A and B to the same memory block. A and B use same memory block to store data. Now here's a catch. Okay, if I will do b is equal to b plus 1, and if I will print b, let me know what will be the output of this print statement. Output of this print statement. Okay, so the output of this particular print statement will be 11, right? See, what I am doing, b is equal to b plus 1 means the existing value of b plus 1. It is similar to, this is similar to b is equal to 10 plus 1. Okay, this b is storing value 10, and that value, particular 10 value is used, right? Okay. Now, in this case, now if I will print the ID of B, see what happens. Previously, B was accessing the same memory location as A. B and A are sharing same memory locations. But now, B is having its own memory location and A is having its own. See, sorry. A is having its own memory location and B is having its own memory location. Okay. Now, why this? See, it is okay if both are having the same memory location. But if you are performing some operation on B, right? If you are performing some operation on B, and if I will update this memory location to value 11, right? If I will update this memory location to value 11, now the value of A will be again 11, right? If I will try to print A, then again we will get 11. Okay. So instead of to encounter this, now Python is bounded to provide two separate memory locations to both A and B. Right. Now Python will provide two separate memory locations to both A and B, because right now B is storing some different data and A is storing some different data. Both of them are not storing same data, right? That's why both of them now access different memory locations. Okay. Okay, just let me know this much is clear, because this memory referencing is quite a complicated one. Okay. Okay. Now see, the similar thing, whatever we have seen to save a particular value, data will be moved here and there, right? Same data will be refreshed by two different variables. See, if I will create a string one with the value hers, and again if I will create a string two with the same value, if I will print, see, this time both of these two variables, string one and string two, is again sharing the same data. I mean the same memory location. Okay, how that was stored? Some string one was stored here, some string two was stored here. Only the variable names. Okay, there is one single box. There is one single box, and both of these string one and string two are referencing to the same memory location, the same memory block where the data is stored. Why? Because the value of that particular data stored is same, right? Okay. Now, if I will do any change to any one of them, both of them will get two different memory locations. Okay, we have seen that here, right? If you can perform operation with any one memory location, both of them will get two different memory locations, right? Now, this same type of, you can say, memory allocation goes with list, and this will create, you can say, a problem when operating with list. If I will create my list copy, right, and I will copy my list to it, it is similar to that a equal to, this line is similar to a equal to 10, then we have b equal to a, right? Okay, this and this line is similar, right? We are only just accessing this variable here right now, and providing that value to my list copy. Now if I will print my list copy, right, we will again get the particular the same value we get with my list, right? The value of my list and my list copy are identical, not same, exactly identical. What is the meaning of exactly identical? If I will print the id of only the first variable of my list, the first variable, and if I will again print the id of first variable of my list copy, see, we will get the same memory location, right? It means these 100 and this 100 are stored in same memory location. Okay, okay, just let me tell you. we are moving towards a very important topic, right? So this is our second variable. Okay, this is our list 2, right? And we have copied each and every element from this list 2 from list 1. Okay, so this list 2 contain a memory address x, a memory address x2, and a memory address x3, right? Similar to the variables we have seen a, b, right? Now, what is the condition here with a and b? When we perform any operation with a or either b, both of them will get two different memory locations. Okay, Python will provide two different memory locations to both of them. But with list, it is different. Suppose, suppose if I will add 1 to the first index of my list, I'm adding 1 only to the first index of my list. But if now I will print both my list and my list copy, see, the value of my list is also updated to 101 and the value of my list copy is also updated to 101. And this is the scenario where this is the problem with using list. Okay, see, this a and b are same, right? uh, the value of a is assigned to b. We have done the similar thing with the list. But in the previous case, when we are dealing with integer, if I will do b plus 1, then we get two different memory locations for a and b. Uh, yeah, we get two different memory locations for a and b. See, I am doing b plus 1, right? I am updating the value of b. After this, if I will print b and if I will print a, the value of a will remain 10. Right? See, the value of a is 10 and the value of b is updated to 11. Right? There is no effect on the value of 10. Sorry, value of a. But in list, the value of the index 0 is updated in both the list. Right? Now, why this happens? What is the problem here? See, what we are doing, we are trying to update this particular value. We are trying to update this particular value to 101. Okay. Now, see, observe it very carefully. This list 1 is accessing the same memory location. This list 2 again is accessing the same memory location. And the value of that particular memory location is updated to 101. That's why for both list 1 and list 2, we are getting this updated value. Both list 1 and list 2, we are getting this updated values, right? So in our earlier example, whenever we are doing some operation, Python will create some new memory location for A, different memory location for A, different memory location for B, right? But in this case, Python is not going to create two different memory locations for lists. Only that single memory location is shared by both list 1 and list 2, right? So see, now if I will do, if I will update my list copy, what is the index of that string? 3, right? If I will update the string to hello, and if I will print, see, the value of both the strings are updated to hello. Okay, okay, guys, just take a break of 10 minutes. Okay, and if anyone having any doubt, put that on the chat, right? Okay, guys, let's start then. Okay. Yes, the sessions will be recorded, I think. So some no doubts. Then let's continue. Yeah. So to encounter these, there are some methods we will use. Right. Let's create a test list. Okay. It be any value. So we have seen that if I will update any data type, I mean any value of test list. Okay, this plus equal to is a shorthand operator. Okay. A plus equal to 1 is similar to A is equal to A plus 1. Right. Now, if I will print the value of both the test lists, the value, wait, yeah, the value of this one is updated in both test list 2. I was just taking a break, that's it. Okay, so the values of test list 2 and test list both are updated, right? Okay, to encounter this problem, we use copy. Okay, there is one method with list that is copy. Okay, so see, we have yeah, we have seen the scenario where if we do any update on any particular value, Python will create two different memory locations. Okay, but in case of list, we have to create those different memory locations. Right? We are bound to create those memory locations. Python won't do this for us. Right? Okay, to create different memory locations for different lists, we use dot copy. Okay, now we have seen the scenario where if I will print the ID of both the variables were sharing the same memory locations. Okay, now let's try to print the ID here. After using copy, let's print the ID of test list variable 0 and test list 2 variable 0. See, in this case, again we are getting two, I mean both of them are sharing the same memory locations. Okay, but when I will do, and if I will now I will print, see, both of them right now are accessing two different memory locations. This scenario is similar to what we have seen with A and B. At first, A and B are sharing same memory location, but whenever there is an update with B, both the memory locations changes, right? In this scenario, same, we are using the test list 1 and list 2 are accessing the same memory location, but whenever there is a change, the memory location changes, right? Guys, this is a very, you can say that, uh, important topic, right? Why this happens and why we need copy. Okay. Now, now if I will print test list 2 and test list 1, see, the value of only the test list 2 is updated and the value of test list 1 remains same, right? So that's why we use copy dot copy, right? The another name of this one is shallow copy. It is also known as shallow copy, right? So whenever there is a requirement, whenever there is an update, Python will create a different memory location, okay? And this list 2, instead of accessing the same memory, now it will access this different memory location. Yeah, let's move to other topics. Okay, so the copying list and everything is now done, right? Now let's talk about some index. Okay, if I have my list, so this is how you can create an empty list. My list is an empty list. Also, this is how you can create an empty list. Both of these will create empty list, right? Now, so in list, there are multiple functions, right? Multiple methods we will use with list: append, insert, remove, pop, clear, index, and many more. Okay, we will talk about these, right? First of all, let's uh, do some work on indexing. Suppose if I have a my list with values, and, and it is a list inside another list, right? An embedded list, nested list. Okay, I just in the chat box print the write the output of this print statement. Whatever print statement I will write, just write the output of that. Okay. Just let me know the output of these print statements. Okay. So this first one, it is accessing the index 2, that will be 3, right? Yes. This second one is accessing index 4, that will be the string. Yeah, that is again correct. Now this third one, what it is doing, it is trying to access the it is trying to access the fourth index, that will be the string. And inside this string, it is trying to access the third character. The third character will be, I mean, the third indexed character will be this one, right? S. So it will print S. Instead of this list index out of range. Uh, Let me check why we are getting list index out of range. Yeah, we are getting S, right? Okay, guys, see, in this scenario, okay, in this scenario, what is the current index of this list, the maximum index we can access? Okay, we have index 0, we have index 1, index 2, index 3. This whole list is in index 4, and this whole another list is index 5, right? And we are trying to access index 10, which is out of range, which is more than 5. Index 10 does not exist, right? That's why we are getting an error, that is list index out of range. Okay, let's comment out this and see. Everything works fine. By using 5, we are accessing, by using 5, we are accessing this whole sublist, nested list. By using subscripting, by using 2, We access the second, the third element, I mean the third element, the second indexed element inside that nested list, right? I think this one is clear to all of you. Now, there is one more thing, right? Now, if you will do my list to equal to my list dot copy, now here is one more glitch, right? If I will update this 200, right? See, I will try to update that particular 200. I will update the 200 to some value like, let's add 1000 to that, 10,000 to that. Okay, that will be good. Print my list, print my list 2. See, in this case, that 200 will be updated in both the lists, but we are using dot copy. Then again, 200 is updated in both lists. Okay, so I have told you that the name of this copy is again shallow copy. Okay, there is one more thing, that there is one more method which is known as deep copy. If there is any nested list inside your list, any list, nested list, or suppose any dictionary, right? Right, means if your list contains some nested data inside itself, right? Nested iterables, then instead of copy, use deep copy. Now, if you will do deep copy, the values will not reflect, right? Both of them are working fine now. So if there are any nested lists or nested data structures inside your list, use deep copy. Now, what is this statement? Right, what is this statement? So see, I have a test.py file here, right? Let's create a variable here. Let's create test py file variable, and let's provide the variable from value variable from another file, right? Now, there is a requirement in your code where you have to use this particular variable, right? Okay, to use a particular variable from another file, from another Python code, we use import methods, right? From test import this particular variable. Now, if I will print the value of that particular variable, see, I will get the answer, I mean the particular value. Okay, to extract, I mean to use a particular value, a particular variable, or a particular method like deep copy from inside some other Python functions, other Python programs, we use import methods. We use import, library import, right? Now, what is this copy? Press Ctrl and hover over it, then click. You will be redirected to inside a copy.py file. It is somewhat similar to this test.py we have just seen. Copy.py is a predefined library which is present inside your Python, right? Now, what is a library? Library is a very big file. It is, I think, of, yeah, 300 to 400 lines. Library is a very big file which contains some predefined data types or predefined methods to perform some particular things, right? We have seen that dot copy dot copy will do memory creations for us. Whenever there is a change, dot copy will create new memory for that particular list. We have seen that this one. So how that new memory location will be created? So dot copy knows that how that particular new memory location is created. See, inside this dot copy, the particular logic for creation of a memory location is written, right? Now, so inside this copy.py file, there is a method named as deep copy. There is a method named as deep copy. And this deep copy is responsible for taking care of your nested lists, right? How to copy that values of particular nested list. This deep copy is responsible for that particular value, right? Okay. There you can use, there are multiple types of particular methods, right? For example, you can also use, if I will print 2 minus 3, we will get the answer as minus 1, right? Okay, instead of here, let's put it here. We will get answer as minus 1. If you want to get the absolute value, right, this ABS is used. Now, what is this ABS? This absolute method is a method which is defined somewhere else. See, it is defined somewhere else, and it contains the logic, right? It contains the logic to perform some certain calculations for you, right? It is predefined one. Okay. Suppose there is, see, this sqrt function method is used to print the square root of any value you will provide, right? It will print the square root of any value you will provide. Okay, so what is this math? This math is some library. See, this math.py, this is some library, and to calculating a square root of a particular value, that particular method, particular logic is written inside here, right? So this is how you can use external libraries in Python. Okay, now let's move to list. Yeah, one more thing, guys. See, this square root is providing you this much values, right? So you don't need these values for formatting. Use f string, provide brackets, provide colon, and use to f. So what it will do, okay, inside here, provide to f. What it will do, it will provide you only up to 2 decimal values, right? Instead of 2, if you will give 5, it will provide you up to 5 decimal values, right? Okay. Now let's move on. We have a list, and we have a value inside a list. First one we will see is known as append, a method in list, right? Different types of methods are used to perform different operations on a particular list. Append is used to add data at the end of the list. Add data at the end of the list. Just okay, just concentrate here at end of the list. Okay. Now see, let's use append. If I will do my list dot append, and I will provide a string, right? And after this, I will print my list. See, the values are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have provided, and again now the list is inserted with the this particular string is inserted inside our list. Okay. Okay. Uh, One more method we have append. Then let's, okay, above append, use one more method. It is known as len. Okay, to get the length of any container. See, you can do print len of my list, right? And it will print the length of your particular list. Currently, I mean right now, the size of list is 5. After this, if you will print the length of the list, it will be updated to 6, right? Okay. Now, len can print length of any container, right? Suppose if you have a string here, it will print the length of that particular string also. See, it will print the length of that particular string also, right? Right now, what we have, After append, right, let's do pop. What it will do, delete the value at the end of the list. If I will do string my list, the pop print my list. See, this particular last value was deleted. Okay, print the length and see. Right now, the length of our list is 5. Right now, okay. So list, there are multiple methods. Okay, in list, the most important one is append. We have seen append, right? We have seen pop. Okay, okay. We have yeah, we have seen dot copy, right? Okay. Now let's do sort. What it will do, it will arrange the list in, you can say, ascending order, right? By default in ascending order. Okay. Now what I mean, okay, we have already have a rated list. Let's create another list. Let's provide it with values. If I will do list dot sort, right, and print my list, see each and every value is sorted in ascending order, right? Okay, so how to sort a particular list in descending order? I mean in the reverse manner. Okay, figure out that by yourself, right? There is nothing, just you have to pass some arguments of it. Yeah. After this sort, let's see what is clear. Delete all values in list. I will do my list dot clear. Then after I will print my list, we will get an empty list. Each and every value inside that list, that particular list, is deleted. Right? Now we have a reverse. By name, it is already clear that it will reverse the list. Not remove, reverse, delete the list. At first, our list was sorted in ascending order. Now, if you will reverse this one, it will come in descending order, right? But this is not the correct way to sort any list in descending order. Okay, yeah. Uh, the main use of reverse here. Now, let's see remove. What it will do? Delete a particular value. We have seen that what pop will do, pop will delete the end value, right, the last most element. But what remove will do, it will remove the particular targeted value only, right? Inside this list we have list, let's see, we have 6, right? Let's delete this 6. So my list dot remove, sorry, dot remove, let's delete 6. Yeah, one more thing here, guys. Okay, okay, just let me know if I will print this statement, what will be the our value? This 6 will be deleted, or the value at index 6 will be deleted. What we will get? See, remove will, okay, let me do that. See, remove will delete a particular value. Okay, but there are, you can say, methods which will delete the particular targeted index, right? And we have seen append. Okay, figure out insert by yourself. Okay, not index 6. Index 6 will not be deleted. Right. Yeah. We have seen reverse, sort, copy. We have seen clear. We have seen pop, remove, insert, and index. Figure out these by yourself. Okay. Now see pop. Inside that pop, we have seen pop, right? Let's do my list dot pop at index. Suppose two. I will bring my list. See what we will get. The particular value at index 2, this 5 at index 2 is deleted. Okay, this 5 is at index 2, right? By using a value inside pop, the particular index is deleted, right? Okay, guys, so if you are if anyone is making any notes, we were very careful, right? Inside pop, we pass index, right? Inside pop, we pass index value at index will be deleted, right? And inside remove, that particular value will be deleted. Okay. Okay. Now we are only left with insert and index. Okay. Take care of that by yourself, right? How to use index and how to use insert. Okay. Yeah. Now there are some universal methods, right? We have seen length. Okay. It is a unit. You can say this method works with any type of container. Okay. It will tell you the length of a string or a list. There is one more. I mean, there are many, but you can encounter this one very often. That is sum, right? It will accumulate. It will provide you the sum of a list, right? If I have a my list with values something like this. Okay. Anyone just let me know what will be the output if I will add each and every value inside this list. Okay, use the formula of sequence and series, that will be n into n plus 1 divided by 2. Right? Yeah, 15 will be the correct answer. Okay, we'll get 15. Okay, so this sum will be used to add each and every value. Now, what happens if there is a string? If there is a string a, now what happens if I will print the sum? So we will get an error. Why? Because we cannot add a string and an integer in Python. You can do that in JavaScript, but not in Python. We cannot add a string and a particular integer, right? Okay. What happened if I will try to, okay, no. What happened if I will try to sort this particular list? Then again we will get an error. See, any sorting method, what it will do, it will either use greater than or it will use less than symbol, I mean operator, right? So you cannot compare a string and an integer, right? That's why we are getting an error. So whenever you are using methods like sort or sum, always be careful what your list is containing, right? Okay. We have seen the exceptions. Remove, reverse will work for everything. Pop, everything. Nothing still there. Yeah. One more thing. Suppose I have my list 2 with values 200, 300, 400. See guys, I want my list. Okay, to extend this element means I want to add all these elements inside the end of my list, right? Something like this. I want this. Okay, so see, if I will do my list dot append my list 2 and print my list, see, it is not extended, it is inserted as an embedded, I mean nested list. Okay, the particular values are inserted as a nested list, right? But I don't want the particular nested list, I want the values, not to insert as a nested list, right? For that we will use, instead of append, let's use extend. Now what extend will do, it will insert those values. Okay, just take care of these methods. Okay, it totally depends on your use case, right? Now if you guys have observed that when you we use append, whenever we use append, so what this append will do, it will take that particular value and it will insert the value, okay, that particular container inside our list. So we are providing a list, append will insert a list, not values, a list inside our list, right? That is the difference, append and extend. Okay, it will totally depends on your use case, right? Yeah. Now let's come to one another variable type, that will be tuple. Now guys, I have invested so much time in explaining you each and every thing about list and how memory works. Now I'm not going to repeat those things about tuple, right? So I'm expecting that you can understand why there are some certain behaviors in tuple. Suppose you have a, so how to create a empty tuple. So we have a my tuple, and this one will create an empty tuple, or this one will create an empty tuple. In list we are using square brackets. Here we are using small brackets, the normal brackets, right? Okay, so yeah, yeah. Now see, there are something, a particular technical word known as mutable and immutable, right? Okay, what does that mean? So we have str1 as hers. Okay, we have seen append in particular list, right? But in string, if you want to insert some new character at the end, there is no append, right? Or no extend here. Okay, instead of that, what we will do, now let me first print id of str1. Okay, we'll print the memory location. Now if I will do str1 plus str1 plus hello, if I want to append, I mean insert hers then space then hello, something like this. If I want to insert, right? So I will do this. Now if I will print the id of str1, yeah, mutable means able to change objects and immutable means not able to change objects. Yeah, see, here you can see, observe that both the memory addresses are different. Means whenever we perform some operation with a string, some operation which includes the change in the value, we get some new memory address. What does that mean? Means that older value is deleted completely and this new value is inserted inside string 1. It indicates that string is an immutable data type, right? Immutable data types means you cannot change the value of a string. You cannot change this particular value. Yes, you can insert new values. You can insert new values and completely delete the previous ones. We have seen the older memory location is deleted and new memory location is assigned, right? But you cannot change the particular one value, right? Tables are used to multiple items in a single variable. Yeah, that is true with list also. Lists are also used to store multiple items in a single variable. Now, see one more example. A is equal to 10. If I will print the ID of A, and if I will do A plus equal to 1, it will, if I will print the ID of A, see what we will get. Both times the values are different, right? But instead of focusing on integer data type, let's focus on string, right? So in string, when we cannot change the particular data type, so you can say that string is immutable in nature in Python, right? So similar to strings, tuples are immutable. Immutable in the sense, once the value of a tuple is defined, once the value of a particular tuple is defined, you cannot change that particular value inside a tuple. If I will create my tuple equal to, now I can access the particular value, not like this. I can access the value at index 2. I can access the value at index 2, that is 3. But if I want to just update that particular value, we will get an error, right? Tuples are immutable in nature, right? Tuples does not support assignment. You cannot update a particular tuple or tuple values, right? Tuples are immutable. So just let me know what we are doing with all these methods. By using pop, we are deleting some value. By using append, we are inserting some values, right? By using reverse, we are changing the location of the values. All these methods are working with your variable and changing the values of your variable. And tuple does not support that, right? So there is no variable. I mean, almost no methods which will use we can use with tuple, right? Similar methods like append or something like sort. Okay, there are another methods we can use with we can use with tuple, right? But not those append and all those, right? So see, if I will do print the sum of my tuple, right? So it will print the sum of the tuple. The sum is not changing the values. Okay, it is not going to change the value of any tuple. I mean any value inside the tuple. It is just going to add all these values and provide us the answer. Only that. It is not going to just delete this 5 from here and putting it somewhere else. It is not going to do that. Right? We can use print length with my tuple. Right. Okay, just let me know guys in the chat. Can we use clear with tuple or not? Just let me know. Can we use clear with tuple or not? See, tuples are immutable in nature. So can we use clear? Yes. So we cannot use clear with tuple because see, clear is again changing the values. It means deleting all these values. Right? Yeah. Now just observe this one. Now let me know if I will print the type of my tuple. Let me know what will be the output, what we will get, what will be the output of this particular tuple variable. What will be the output of this tuple variable? Okay, so the output in this case will be integer, right? So whenever your tuple is containing only one single value, one single integer, okay, always provide a comma at the end. This will convert it to a tuple. Okay, if you don't provide any comma, it will be considered as an integer only, right? Yeah, got the difference? Now inside tuple, you can provide any string or similar to any boolean values or any float values of your need, right? Similar to list. Now, guys, here comes a question. If tuples are so mutable, then how can we operate with tuple? Suppose my job is to do data entry, right? Now I have provided this data in my tuple, right? I have provided this data. Now I forgot to add a string at the end, and by mistake, instead of 3, I have inserted 3.45, right? So how to, I mean, fix these mistakes, right? So here we are going to change the data type. We are working with data type. Right? We are going to work with how to, convert the particular data type. If I will print type of my tuple, we will get tuple. Now, it is one of the most common way to work with tuple. Just create a list and convert that particular tuple to a list. Now, if I will print this list, we will get each and every value inside that tuple, right? We can convert tuple to list. Yes, that's correct. Now we have seen append and all those things for list. We can use dot append and we can insert the string we need, and we can update the particular index where the value was wrong. But the index was index 2 and the value should be 3. Then again print the values. Yeah, these are correct values. Now again convert these values to tuple. Okay. And now if I will print type and print my tuple. See, the type is tuple and we are getting our updated tuple, right? So now we have seen that how to operate with tuples and list. Okay, just here and there change the data type of this to that and do whatever is needed. Okay, yeah. Now after this tuple, okay, before starting dictionary, let's work with loops and flow of control. Flow control is just a fancy name for if else, right? So if else are nothing but those are some block of code where we provide some condition. Okay, now if this condition is true, true block, and if that condition is false, then we have a false block, right? Okay, now let's see how these things will work. If 10 is greater than 2, then true block, else then false block, right? So 10 is greater than true, sorry, 10 is greater than 2, that is a true statement, right? True condition, correct condition. That's why true block, right? If I will do 10 is greater than 20, this is a false statement, false condition. So false block. Okay. Now inside of if else, there can be nested if else. Or guys, just let me know the output of this if else statement. So what will be the output of this statement? What will be the output of this if statement? Okay, so in this case, we are going to get this nested else if. Okay. Now why this? See, 10 is greater than 20 itself is a false statement. That's why instead of these, we will jump to the else block, the false block. Inside this false block, again we have encountered if else. Anything, any condition, right? Except any condition except zero, none, null, false are considered as true. If anything except these are provided in condition, then that particular value is considered as true. If I will provide instead of hello, if I will provide 0, this particular condition is treated as false and we will get this answer. Right. Okay, so take care of that one. Right. 0, none, null, or false are considered as false, and anything else are considered as true. Any value other than these. Okay. Now jump to loop. In loop, uh, we have two options. One is for loop. For loop, we have this statement for some variable name in keyword. Okay, let me do this like this. Some variable name in keyword and some container. Now, what is this? So we have seen that I have a list, right? Instead of doing this, let's revise all what we have done till now. Inside this one, let's create a list. My long list folder. Let's not do 1000. Let's do 100. And if I will do, let's print this one. Yeah, from test.py, from test import is the name. So see, we have a list, right? And if I will print my long list and index one, what we will get? See, uh, wait, cannot import from test. Did I have done something wrong? Wait, guys. Yeah. So now how to interpret or compile a particular Python code instead of just clicking in the run button, right? For that, you will need the name of the compiler, that is Python, right? Then after that, you will need the particular name of your file, right? After that, you can print. Okay, I mean the code will run. This is how you can compile a particular code, Python code in your command prompt, command line. Okay, see, again and again what I was doing, I was just clicking this run button, and it will execute the particular cell, the particular code for me, right? But instead, from scratch, you can run that particular block or particular .py file using Python, something like this. Okay, yeah. So see, we have a this big list with us, right? And instead of doing this, let's do not it's called, let's do my test. Okay, let's import my list. Oh, guys, why we are getting an error here? Yeah, I'm not import my list from test. Okay, so it's not. Did we have done some error? Oh, guys, just give me a minute. Yeah, this one, right? I think I'm doing something wrong. I am not exporting it correctly from test.py. Okay, instead of that, let's create our own variable. We will look into that. Let's first clear this topic first. Okay, so for you, see, if I will print my long list, okay. Now, what is inside these square brackets? Just ignore that. Okay, ignore that for right now, right? This is the particular long list. Okay, right? We have 100 elements inside here. Now, what is our job? Our job is to just visit each and every index, and we have to update that particular index by value 1. We have to add 1 to each and every index. So it is not possible to visit each and every index by this means, right? You cannot just put the index value and then do this, right? Increment each by 1. So instead of this, we will use for loop for I in range 100. Now, what is this? What is this range? So this range will create a range from 0 to that particular n minus 1. Okay, range will be responsible to create a range from 0 to n minus 1. Where 100 we have, so we will get a range of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that to 99. Okay, something like this. Now, if I will print my list, okay, not my list, it will be my long list, right? So it is again similar to what we are doing, right? Using print statement. But now in this case, we are able to access each and every particular value by their index, right? Now we can perform this, increment the values, okay? And we will do print my list, my long list. Right, see, each and every value is updated by 1. Okay, the last value is now 100. Instead of 99, that will be 100. Okay, so this is a typical use of for loop. So you can use for loop to iterate over a particular range. For loop will access each and every element inside that particular range, right? Instead of doing this, there is one more shorthand method that will be just write the name of your variable container, not variable container, right? Okay. Now this variable I, this particular variable I is storing your data. Data in the sense this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are stored inside this particular I. Instead of one, let's increment that by 100. Let's print. You will see the change here. Okay, what happened in this case? We are doing in a reference form. Okay, instead of a reference form, in this case, only print I. Okay, here's the statement. What I have written was wrong. Why we will see about that? See, this I is again same. Okay, so this particular I, we have printed the all the values, right? The output is wrong. So yeah, okay. So what this I is doing, right? So we have a list, right? We have a particular list. So what that will do, it will create a variable I. Okay, it will create a variable, particular variable I. And what this I will do, this I will visit each and every particular box inside the list. It is visiting, it is copying that the value of that particular box, right? Copying that particular box inside itself, right? So whenever you do a change, you do the change with this particular I, not the list. Okay. The thing what I have written here, the thing what I have written here, if I will add I plus equal to 1, we are updating the value of I, but not the value of this list, right? I is the copy of a particular value. I is the copy. I is not that particular value. I is the copy of that particular value. Okay, that's the difference, right? Okay, we have seen how for loops works. Okay, now let's go to, okay, there are more types of loops, right? For loop there is a while loop, there is a do while loop, right? But um, there is no need of while and do while loop here, right? Feel free to explore those by yourself. And one more thing, guys, if you have any doubt in Python, again, if you want to study something new about Python, instead of going to chat GPT, just go to python.docs, right? Wait, we have most of Python docs. See, this is the official documentation, okay, provided by the developers of Python, the person who have developed Python. These documents are written by that person itself, okay, right? And many more features. The persons who are responsible for adding these features write about write on this documentation. Okay, this is the official documentation of Python. You just search about dictionary here, right? Go to dictionary and see. We have many things to read about dictionary, data models, and whatever we have, many more topics. So if you need to learn about anything, see, we have seen multiple methods like, right? Append, extend, insert, remove, pop, clear, whatever that is, right? Yeah. So I've told you to search about how to sort a particular uh, list in reverse order, I mean in descending order. See, you can read about that sort here, and you can figure out how to do that, right? So all these documentation are listed here. So if you need to reference to anything, need a reference, right? Just go through the documentation. Okay. Okay. So right now we are focusing on, yeah. So now let's move to dictionary. Okay, so this will create an empty dictionary, and this will also create an empty dictionary. Okay, yeah, and this will use with this, use with this. This will need the presentation and move. Okay. Now we have seen that we have tuple. Tuple stores data in an index form. We have seen list. List stores data in an index form, right? But for dictionary, dictionary doesn't support indexing, right? If I will create a dictionary and if I will try to print some particular index using something like this, dictionary does not support indexing. Okay. Let's say how to declare a dictionary, how a dictionary looks like. So dictionary always stores data in a key value pair, right? A key value pair. This one is considered as my key, and the value assigned to that key will be suppose A, right? This two is considered as a key, and the value assigned to that key suppose B. This three is assigned as a, I mean, considered as a key, and 4.5 is the value assigned to that particular key. Now, if you think that this particular value is at index 0, you will get an error, right? Why? Because dictionary does not support indexing. Okay, you have to retrieve a particular value using its key. If you insert a key, you will get that value. Okay, now instead of just having this, you can have key as some other data types, right? And value can be of any type of data type, right? Now, if I will try to print my dictionary, yeah, this will print that particular list value. Okay, okay, guys. So if anyone is having any doubts, just let me know. Uh, we will take a 2 minute break only, right? If anyone is having any doubts, just let me know. If anyone have any doubt, just put that on the chat. Take a 2 minute break only, right? Okay, so in the task ATM program, yeah, so you have to connect that to a database, right? Without database, there is no aim for that particular project. Two ways to access elements. Yes, there are two ways. Okay, tuple again. Okay, okay, let's quickly then revise the tuple again. See, one of the major concept in tuple is that tuples are immutable. Okay, only this single line eliminates many of the methods which will you can use with tuple, right? If tuples are mutable. So tuples are immutable in nature. It means you cannot change the particular value in a tuple. See this 5, right? Inside this tuple we have a value 5. We cannot change this particular value 5. Okay. Why? Because tuples are immutable. You can access a particular value. Okay. Yeah. One more thing, was asking two different types to access values. In tuple or in any type of iterable data types in Python, where that data type supports indexing, you can use negative indexing also, right? Negative indexing are used to access that particular container from the rear end. Okay, this -1 is considered from the end, that is this 5 only. Okay, how to integrate with the database, as we know, without backend or database connection. Okay, now how much time do you have left? Okay, Soumya, please. Okay, Soumya, so remain on the session. After 8:30, we will discuss about how to connect the Python with database. Right. Yeah. So negative, by using negative index, you can access the particular values from the rear end. -2 will access this 4. Right. Yeah. So negative indexing doesn't start with 0. It will start with -1 and -2. Okay. And tuples are immutable in nature, so we cannot use any fancy methods for tuple, but right, like we cannot change the length of a tuple, we cannot change the value, we cannot delete a value, right? So the basic methods we can use with tuple are sum and length, right? And we can also use with tuple the particular that we have seen. Suppose we have a tuple. Yeah, guys, just see one glitch here, right? Just see one glitch. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, suppose. Yeah. And inside this tuple, we have a list, right, of 100, 300. Okay. Now, we cannot change the value of a tuple. It means we cannot change this 2. We cannot change this particular list. Okay. But we can change the value inside this list. See, if I will do my tuple, my tuple 1, and we have it at index 4 dot append hello. Now, if I will print my tuple 1, see, there is no error, and this hello is inserted inside that list. Okay, so whatever statement I will give you, just listen to it very carefully. Okay, just observe that we cannot change a particular value of a tuple, but we can change the value inside a list. Okay, changing a value inside a list is another matter, right? Now what we cannot change, suppose if I will do my tuple 1 at index 4, I want to assign some other value. In this case, I will get an error. Why? Because in index 4, what I was doing, I was trying to delete this particular list and I was trying to provide some other value. So that is what we are doing to, we are trying to change the value of a tuple, right? But in this case, we are trying to change the value of a list, which is allowed, right? Yes. And there are other things in tuple, right? Tuple supports copy. Oh yeah, one more thing. or if anyone is there, okay, just let me know. Does tuple support copy or not? Tuple supports copy or not? Okay. Then again refer to that only statement. The values of tuple are immutable. Right. With reference to that statement, let me know tuple supports copy or not. See, we will get an error. Now, why this error? What does this copy do? So, what is my tuple 2? Suppose my tuple 2 is an empty tuple, right? Created. And what this copy will do? This copy will create elements inside this tuple, which is not allowed. Okay, modifying any element inside a tuple is not allowed, right? So that's why tuple doesn't support copy. If it doesn't support copy, then it also does not support deep copy, right? Yeah, I think now the tuple is clear. Whoever asked the question, yeah, every okay, the constructor thing. Just ask that question on the tomorrow's session, right? Every data type, string or list or tuple or dictionary uses constructor. Okay. Any more queries related to yeah, any more queries related to tuple? Okay. See, now there are some restrictions on the use of key. Okay. So what type of variable you can define as a key, right? So key similar to tuple, keys are immutable in nature, right? You cannot change the particular value of a key once it's created, right? Now, see, if I will do, I will create a list as a key, right? And suppose I will provide it with a value. In this case, what happens? I will get an error. Why? Lists are not considered as a key. Why? Because we can change the particular value of a list, right? Instead of 1 2, we can do it 110, 1 2 3 4 5 and whatever, right? So, what is the constraint on a key, right? The restriction on a key is immutable in nature. So, that's why for key, you can use string, integer, tuple, right? So you cannot use a list as a key, right? Let's jump back to dictionary. Have a dictionary with values uh, 1, 2, and let's do 200. Let's put down the name as A, take it as another list, okay? And let's take it as B, and let's take another dictionary inside here, right? Okay, into and let's do with right. Okay, now can anyone just put the print statement on the chat box? How to print this particular pool? How to print this particular pool? Just write the print statement on the chat box. How to get this pool? Okay. No, if I will print my dict, we will get all the values, right? I just want to print this pool only, nothing else. Just this pool. Okay, so see, div minus 90 won't work. It will give us an error. Okay, right? So what this minus 90 is present where inside this key, inside the key B, there is some another nested dictionary, and inside that dictionary this minus 90 is there, right? Okay, so use nesting very carefully. Now we have some different methods with our list dictionary also. Yeah, there are multiple methods with a dictionary. We have seen that length is an you can use everywhere, right? Now just use common sense. We cannot use sum here, right? Because list doesn't contain values. It contains key value pair, right? So we cannot just run sum. Okay. Yeah. And why the value 3 is here? Because this list is only containing three keys, key 1 and key 2 and key 3. Now these keys are storing some nested data, right? If I will do print length of my dictionary at particular key B, this will print the length of this particular dictionary, right? Okay. So these are nested list and dictionaries. Okay. Now let's use clear. So by the name it will delete all elements, right? I will do dict dot clear, and if I will print my dict, it will delete each and every element, right? Okay. There is no pop. Okay. There is no append. Okay. Why not pop is available here? So for pop, I have told you that pop is used to delete the last most, the rare end element, right? But in dictionary there is no indexing. So you cannot say that this particular B key, the key B, is at end. Maybe there a condition that where this key one is at end, right? Okay, dictionary. So we cannot use directly pop here, right? What else do we have? We have link. Copy is similar to we have seen, right? The use of copy might be tool. And in this case, just let me know, we have to use a deep copy or just the copy. In this case of dictionary, we have to use the copy only or the deep copy. Then copy, okay. Nothing else is mentioned in our PPT. Let me then use some here. Yeah, guys, no replies. So we have to use deep copy here, right? Why? Because our dictionary is containing some nested containers, right? So that's why we have to use deep copy, right? And we have imported deep copy in above in some cell, right? So there is no need to import it again. Okay. So we are using copy here. Okay. Now let's use update. Now update depends on your use case. Suppose if I have my dict.update, so update is used to insert a particular key value pair inside your dictionary. If I will do 100, 30, and now if I will print my dictionary, okay, say a new key value pair of 130 is inserted inside my dictionary. This is the use of update. Okay, use to insert, use to insert new key value. Okay, now one more thing. See, if I have a temporary dictionary with some values like A is assigned to 100, B is assigned to 300, C is assigned to 200. Just observe this output very carefully, right? Okay, and we have dot update temporary dictionary. Let's print. See, I told you that update is used to insert key value pairs. So we have now three key values pairs, and those are named as temp dictionary. So there is not a big deal. Now, see, one very important thing here, this temp dictionary is containing a key value pair, right? And this key A is already existing inside our previous dictionary, the old dictionary, that is my dictionary. Inside my dictionary, that particular key A is present there, right? So what it will do, it will override the particular value with the new upcoming value. Okay. Key B is again present there. So it will override the particular value with the new upcoming value, that is 300. And key C is not present there. So it will simply insert key C. That's it. Right. Okay. Here update used insert uh, new dictionary. That's it. Now what we have next. Now see this pop. Okay. Now what happen if I will do pop? I will get an error. Why? Because I have mentioned that we cannot use pop with our dictionary, right? Now instead of, see, in last case we have seen that we are providing this list. We have seen that we provide a particular index number inside pop, a particular index number inside pop to delete that particular value, right? So in okay, now in dictionary there is no index number, there are all keys. Okay, so if inside C pop we will provide a key value. Okay, means a key, that particular key will be deleted, right? Yeah, that particular key C, this key value pair C400 is deleted here, right? Okay. So pop key, what it will do, it will delete key value here. That's it, right? Okay. Now next we have delete. Now let's see, we have delete with my dictionary, and let's provide a key of A, right? And let's print my dictionary. Now see, now the value key value pair of A is deleted. So these are two methods to delete. Okay, you can use del or you can use pop, right? Okay, now there is nothing as sort or anything in dictionary, right? You can again define that as per your use. What else we have seen? Copy, get. Yeah, we have seen clear pop. Let me tell you something about get. See, this is our current dictionary, right? After doing these many operations, these are the values present inside our dictionary. Do we have any key 300? No, we don't have a key 300 here, right? So if I will do get 300, right, and let's print. Okay, see, we will get nothing, none. None means nothing, null. There is no key 300, right? But we have seen that to access any particular key, we can use this particular square brackets, right? If I will try to access a particular key using square brackets, and if that particular key doesn't exist inside our dictionary, we will get an error, right? We will get an error, right? That is key error. This particular key doesn't exist inside our dictionary. Okay. So to avoid these types of errors, we use get. Okay, to get value of a key if it exists. Now, if I will provide, suppose this, if I will provide a comma and a zero, what it will do? Instead of none, now it will return zero. What is the meaning of this get? What is the meaning of this get here? So it will try to fetch the key 300, but you will see that 300 is not present in our dictionary. Right, 300 is not present in our dictionary. So what it will print? It will print the default value that you have given to it. In this case, we have given 0, so it is printing 0, right? But if you doesn't provide anything, it will print none. Okay, instead of 0, if I will provide 100, it will print 100, right? And suppose if you have some particular key present inside your dictionary and you provide some any default value, nothing is going to happen with that particular default value. It will print the value of the key only. The value of the key is printed here, right? That is the use of get. Okay, okay guys, now let's work with loops and dictionary. So if I will do for, sorry, for I in my we have created my dictionary, right? I will print I and I will do end quotes and a space. Nothing else. Okay. So the last my last statement was clear, right? That's why it's not printing anything. Let me take a dictionary here. Take a simple dictionary. Let's create one. A dictionary. Okay. So this is my dictionary. See, if you will run a dictionary inside a for loop like this, you will only get the key, particular key values only, nothing else. Not the value, not the key pair value, only the particular key value. Okay. Now, if we will do something like this with dot keys, okay, it will again print only the key values. And it will provide a print here to change the lines. Okay. It will only provide the key values, right? Dot keys is will be always used to access the particular key values. Okay. Now, if I will do dot values, now it will print the values of the dictionary. This particular values 2, 4, and 6. The values will be printed by using dot values. Okay. Now, if I will do dot items, now what? See, dot keys will return all the keys. Dot values will return all the values. Dot items, what dot items will do? Dot items will return you the key value pair, this particular key value pair. See what we will get? We will get that key value pair in a tuple format. This is what dot items will do. It will return the particular key value pair in a tuple format. Okay, to access the key and the value in different variables, just use something like this, key comma v. Let's print, let's use some formatted string. Okay, key is equal to key, and put some space here, and value and some value b, right? Let's remove this end. Okay, this is how you can get key value pair. Okay, so just if you are taking notes, just note this one, that dot items always return key value pair in a tuple format. That is very crucial. Okay, key value pair in a tuple format. Okay, okay guys, so I think this is it for dictionaries. There is nothing else. Yeah. Okay, okay, one more thing. I just forgot about that. We have seen that we have defined predefined dictionaries, right? We have defined dictionaries like these assignments. Okay. But suppose what happened? I have a list of keys. Okay. And I have a value list. And this is a very common while creating a list. This is very common. You will face this scenario very often. Okay. Suppose I have B, I have B, then I have 100, I have 200, I have 600, I have 900, I have 89, 90, and 97. Okay. See, the number of keys are less as compared to the number of values. Okay. So we can you ever seen that we have a dictionary where the key is not having any particular value, right? For creating a key, we need a particular defined key. Okay, your key cannot be an empty character, right? So for all these five, we can only pick five values from this value list, right? Okay, so this end space, if you won't provide any this in double quote space here, what this print statement will do, it will print each and every character in different line, right? Okay, to avoid this, you will tell, I mean, you will provide your particular ending character, okay, for the print statement. That's why we will use int equal to double quote space. Okay, this space is now used to end the printing of a single print character, right? Okay, now for this, what we will do, for I in, we will do zip. Okay, my key list comma my, okay, let's do value list. Okay, let's get it in key value. Okay, let's first demonstrate what this I will return. I will print I. See what this zip will do. See, we are worried about that what we will do with these extra characters, right? So zip will take care of that for you, right? What this zip will do, it will pack. It will pack each and every value from list 1 and list 2. I mean the key list and the value list, and create a dedicated tuple for you, right? A particular dedicated tuple is created for you now. Okay, now we just have to provide these tuples inside a dictionary. Let's create a dictionary, empty dictionary. Okay, let's create just an empty dictionary inside here for key comma value pair in zip. We have seen that how to access this particular tuple data, right? If a for loop, or see, we have seen that dot items return your format of key value tuple pairs, right? So we use k comma v, two variables, to access different value. Similarly here, yeah, similarly here we are going to use same thing, and inside here let's do my dictionary and a key, and assign that key to this particular value. After this, let's print my dictionary. Okay, this will print the whole dictionary only. This is how you can create a dictionary from a list of values and key. Okay, guys, that's it for today's session. We have covered almost each and every topic regarding variable dictionary list. Okay, tomorrow we are going to focus on methods and class and objects, right? Function, methods, class and objects. That's it. Okay. Okay. I will try to provide you these notes, right? Because someone was asking about the connection with database, right? So for connecting with a database, there are two requirements. First of all, you have to install a particular database on your system, right? For that, you can use SQL, Oracle, or anything. Okay, I personally use Postgres. Right, Postgres is a open source database. Right. Okay, and other than these, you guys got that ATM one. Okay, I have created that. Yes, ATM simulator and people. Okay, I have that ATM one somewhere. Yeah. Okay. Instead of that ATM, I have something else. Okay. Okay, that will work. See, this is Postgres admin 4, PG admin 4, right? I personally use Postgres. Okay, inside this Postgres, I have multiple databases, right? So in this bank database, I have created this one for your particular that ATM one, okay, ATM project, right? We have different tables, password, and all these. Okay, let's do a query. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, so data are working right now. Guys, whoever is having that ATM project, okay, just try to store, select on passwords. Try to store your data, passwords, user password. See, you are creating an ATM simulator, so you have to provide some password to the user, right? Try to store those data, those password in a hashed format, in a cipher text, okay, not plain text, right? Okay, so how to establish the connection? Have are on my projects. I think I pushed that to my GitHub repo. Okay, let's check. Yeah, see, inside this connection file, you guys just give me a second. You guys just give me a second. Let me check. Okay. Yeah, sorry for the delay. I was just messing up with the commands. Right. See, we have a DB connector file here, right? Inside this, see, for to connect it to anything else, right? I mean to connect your Python code to a particular screen is not visible. Yeah, it's visible. Okay. So to connect your particular Python code to your database, you always require a particular connector, right? So you have to install that particular connector for Postgres. This is the connector for MySQL. You will use another connector for Oracle. You will use another correct connector, right? Okay. Inside that connector, to establish a particular uh, database, right? To establish the connection with your database, you will need these parameters, right? Your particular username, your particular password for that particular database, your particular database name, host, and port. Each and everything, these details you will get once you are installing that particular database, MySQL or whatever. You will get this particular database on the time of installation, right? And after that, if you will use SQL cell, like, right, so you will get the all these details. See, my server name is localhost. It means the host name is localhost, right? The database name is Postgres. In place of this database name, I have to provide Postgres. The port is 5432. In the place of this port, I will provide 5432. See, the username is Postgres. In place of this username, I have to provide Postgres. Okay. And password, you have to provide your own password, right? Okay. So all these things are required to establish a connection. Okay. And these are the parameters required, right? To connect to a particular database, we use dot connect. This is a particular method which will be used for Postgres, right? For MySQL also, inside that particular connector, inside this particular connector which you will use install using pip, there is a dot connect. Okay, and you will use this dot connect to connect to your particular database, right? Okay, so how to use these things? Pip connector for MySQL. See, always visit this PyPI, okay, official website for Python libraries. So you have to install this particular one, this particular connector if you are using MySQL. And see, things were always written in project description, but it's not available here right now. Okay, so install this one. Otherwise, you have other options if you are using, suppose, Postgres. See, I have psychopg 2, and see everything, the documentation of this particular library which I have used is available here, right? And inside that documentation, you will find how to use things, right? Dot connect, whatever type I have used for the connection. Okay, stars, and we have modules and everything, right? So either you can take help from ChatGPT, right? Or you can go through the documentation. I will suggest that go through the documentation to get all these details. Okay. Okay, guys. So just let's wind up. If anyone having any other queries, okay. So I was not teaching you a database connection, but on day 3, I will try to complete a project where we will establish a database connection, right? Day after tomorrow. Okay, I'm not aware with the dates of the task submission. So let's end these things. Okay, thank you guys.